When you look at this image, what do you think of? What's the message? And combine the quote with the image. And if you know anything about what's happening in the world, you know this woman flashing a peace sign, in front of the colors of Ukraine's flag, you know that that's a pretty powerful image. And you combine it with these words, and if you read the books or have seen the movies, you know that Dumbledore is telling Harry Potter that he's got a tough choice ahead. Now, what I have to tell you has nothing to do with the struggle, the life or death struggle in this fictional story or this very real story that's unfolding right now. It's just simple day-to-day stuff that we make choices. What do we choose to do? Now, the guy at the front desk in the hotel had previously said to me, "Oh, are you one of those half full guys? Like the glass is either half empty or half full. Are you a pessimist or an optimist?" And I said, "Yeah, I've even got the t-shirt." And I remember him looking at me going, "Huh? You got the t-shirt?" And I do. I'll show it to you tomorrow probably. Anyway, when I'm checking out, it's 5 a.m., I'm stumbling down there, and there's a $5 bill on the floor. And I bent down, picked it up, and handed it to him. And I said, "This was on the floor." And he looks at it and looks at me and says, "Do you want it?" And I said, "It's not mine." And it was funny to see his reaction. He was just dumbfounded and finally said, "Well, I'll leave it here in case someone asks for it." And he and I both know nobody's going to ask for it. But I did that without thinking. It wasn't, "Oh, I want to do a good deed." It was just a reflex. And then when we checked out, put our luggage in the car, and I remembered, oh, geez, I forgot to give him the keys. And I went back in, and he's looking at me walking in, and I hand the keys across, and he looks at the keys and looks back at me. He says, "You came all the way back here just to give me these?" And I said, "It's the right thing to do." And the look on his face was just priceless. It's like those three things in a row made it hard for him to understand, like, who is this guy? And those are such small things all the way back from the car, outside the door. It's not a big deal. Little things sometimes have an impact on other people. And maybe those little things can cause someone else to behave differently. Now, we're not going through this. We're not going through this. We're going through life. And sometimes we can choose to do what's right. And it's easy. It's not hard. These are not difficult decisions. That's what's going to save the world, is ordinary people doing the right thing. Do the right thing these last 8 days before our finals. And yes, you have to show up for the final. No, you don't have to study, but yes, we're going to be doing something.